welcome to Atlantic Television Network. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. This is Atlantic Sunday, and it's a syndicated live program of the network that features chit-chatting and conversations on very special interest topics, on news events and stories, through correspondence reports, expert opinion, and stakeholders analysis. We have really interesting topics we'll be discussing today with our guest, finding out what his analysis of these topics will be, especially this one from Ogun State, where it states that farmers expressed displeasure over worsened insecurity. And then on the FCT, strike continues until demands are met. This was stated by ASU. And then on National Assembly, Nigerians support single tenor rotational presidency and governorship bill. And on constitutional amendment, governor's immunity clause sparks fresh debate. And then we look at this story on governance, parliamentary system, not Nigeria's solution, Emma Sanusi. And then on minimum wage that has been on for some time now, consider decentralized negotiations. Fire me, that's the ex-governor stated that one. On education, Tinubu appoints 560 for governing boards. And on renewable energy, Tinubu orders MDAs to procure CNG vehicles. More details coming your way after the short break. Please stay with us. Thank you so much for staying right here with us. Our guest for today is Victor Nsebe, and he's a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning.
Good to have you on Atn Sunday.
Welcome.
Welcome. Happy Sunday.
Same wishes here.
The greetings are not complete until you say that on service.
Oh, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. All right, let's look at the story from Ogun State now. Farmers expressed displeasure over worsened insecurity. The farmers in Ijebu-Ibo area of J1 Etemi Gerald village in Ogun State have urged Governor Dapo Abiodun to come to their rescue, saying their homes and sources of livelihood are being threatened. Now they have expressed displeasure over the worsening insecurity in the state, and they've stressed that they were consistently attacked by some hired thugs. One of the injured farmers, Talabi Daniel, who suffered a machete wound to the head, fingered one Chief Abiodun Akimbowale as a perpetrator, alleging that he led thugs to attack his home with various weapons because they refused to participate in oath-taking.
I think this is about maybe land grabbing or something, because they fingered a particular name there, Chief.
That's just one person's story now. There were other people who shared their stories, and it all boiled down to insecurity.
From what they said.
From what one person said.
From what one person, but okay. Now let's make this thing. Let's go broad in this whole discussions. Remember the last time we had a discussion about farmers and the insecurity thing here in the studio? I told you, and I said then, that I was blaming the local government.
Okay.
If you remember very well. Remember, I sat down here, I think I told you the same thing, that I am blaming the local government. Now let's come to security architectures in this our nation here. The federal government, they don't need to protect the people here. Theirs is the territorial security against external invasion and stuff like that. While the states, the state governors, are in charge of their states. The local government chairmen are in charge of the local governments. So you see the whole thing from the territorial against external forces down to the localities.
Does it mean that the state governors don't have rules to play?
No, not like they don't have rules. I have been pointing out whenever I come here, I always say something. You see autonomy, you see funding plays a major role in curbing this everyday insecurity thing. If the local governments are having the funds due them, not being seized, not being withheld, not being used for other things by the state governments, I think the security thing will be a
But
thing
that
of...
is not the case of every local government.
That is the case in...
That's not the case of every local government.
Share their in courts. Why did the federal government take the state governors to court? So that these people can have a direct access to their funds, not passing through. Chairmen are to be held responsible. That's why these things are shared. It is shared. That's why the governor will not...
both ways now. You're saying that they should be held responsible.
They should be held responsible.
And then at the end of
because
the day, you say,
in papers they are funded.
Victor, yes.
In papers they are funded. Are they funded? Are they really funded?
Aren't you on both sides?
Then they should come out.
Aren't you on both sides? Why is this happening in your terrain? And at the end of the day, at the same time, you're still saying that they are not well funded.
I am saying, no, hear me, I'm coming. I'm saying that as a Nigerian. I'm saying that as a Nigerian. If you are not well funded, you should come out and tell the world that I am not well funded.
So how have you concluded that that is the problem?
That is the problem now, because they cannot do anything. You're saying it that they cannot do anything.
So you just channeled it down to funding. How have you come about funding?
Look, let me tell you something. If you go through their budgets, the local government budgets, though, at least I've had opportunities in saying some, you will not see places mapped out or monies mapped out very well when it comes to security funding.
And you've gone through that and you have noticed that
I have noticed that, yes.
Or you're
like
just
I told
making
you.
assumptions?
No, not an assumption. Now, let me tell you something. I always use Onelga as an example whenever I'm talking about this local government security thing. There's a popular name, OSPAC. It started in Onelga. I think it's Onelga something. I can't really, but it's a security outfit. Who brought it? It was a local government chairman. Then Onelga was a no-go area in Rivers State. Onelga, or by Mandoni local government, was a no-go area. And let me remind you, that was that is the local government of the former governor of the state, in the person of Sir Dr. Peter Odili. The chairman took a bold step. He came up with the security outfits. Today, how is Onelga? Some other persons followed suit. They have in Emoha, they have in Ikwere, they have in other places.
So
now,
you believe this funding issue is something that's happening in every state in Nigeria?
Yes, now, yes. So why, if it is not happening, why are the governors in court? Why are the attorney general? What are they trying to stop? What are they trying to stop? They have any interest in your money, or if I'm not eating your money, why can't I contract staff in this thing? Try to understand what I'm saying here.
So now let's come back to, since we've talked about the local governments now, let's come back to the state governors now. If there's insecurity in a particular state, there's no how you completely take your eyes off the state government.
Yes.
Because the state government also has a very big role to play in protecting the lives and properties of the residents of that particular state. So what do you think the state governors are not doing right? Or how well, or what do you think they can do to prevent cases like insecurity has been on for a long time and it keeps coming up in our papers every day?
Simple. Fund the local governments.
That's all they need
Allow
to
them.
do.
That is why I'm always saying it is the chairman, it is the chairman, it is the chairman. You understand me? That is why I'm always putting it. That it is always like it is the chairman. Because if they know what they are doing, and if they are properly funded, I bet you, as a governor, let's say in the person of Siminalayi Fubara, His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara, if a local government chairman is well funded, and their location, duly released everything without touching 1 naira. I will bet you if there is an unrest in a local government, I don't know if they have the right, but they will suspend that chairman. But because they are not giving them the what's it called, the complete funding, allegedly though, let me use that word. That's why they cannot do anything. Look at my one here. My one was a no-go area. But I bet you can go to my one now around 1 a.m. and you walk freely.
So what changed?
Security.
So was the local government then funded better?
Yes, they funded some. They funded these guys.
If they did, how come you never mentioned that? Because you have kept emphasizing that the local governments are not well funded, and that's why we're having issues of security and insecurity in these places.
Can I say?
Yes.
Now, this local government chairman, I don't even know how to put it right now. Wait, no.
Funding the local government now. You have mentioned that as one of the measures that should be taken. Yeah. Are there other measures that you feel we need to look into to prevent cases of insecurity occurring in Nigeria? Or all your measures and recommendations are down to local government? Is that it?
No. No, not that.
So let's look at other things.
I think the right thing should be done.
Okay.
Now, the governors can set up a management team to checkmate the excesses. Where are the loopholes? What is really happening? If actually we're funding these guys very well.
And is this even every security case or case of insecurity that the local government can handle? That's another thing we need to look at.
I just said something here earlier. I said the federal government's territorial, the state government's boundaries, the local government's our localities. You understand me? If anything is happening, it's just like what we read here. They fingered someone. They pointed at someone. Recently, I think it was from your sister station, I can't really place it. Somewhere around them, this equal axis here, somewhere. They fingered a person. They called a name. So there's nothing, it's just like your streets. If anything is happening around your streets, 1, 2, 3 persons will know about it. Will know, these people, they terrorize this area. Now this person where they stay here. Now this person, see where them they see where them they. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. These are localities. These are villages. It's not here that you start seeing town and everything that...
Of universities, ASU, University of Abuja, Union Abuja, says the union will not call off its strike until all issues are addressed. The branch chairman, Dr. Silvanus Ugo, told NAN on Monday in Abuja that the members were not working. Those against the strike may possibly be beneficiaries of what the union is fighting against. And he made this particular statement, please hold on, he made this particular statement because he was asked, what about the lecturers who still want to go to class? Now you're saying they should stop work. Now there are some lecturers who are interested in working. And then he said, if there's any lecturer with all of these demands that have not been met that still want to go to work, then it means that they probably are benefiting something from the pain of ASU. Now, any member found breaking the strike, in his words, he said, will be subjected to disciplinary procedure. And according to him, 90 to 90% or 95% of lecturers are on strike. But then reports have said that ASU Uni Abuja branch had on May 2nd declared an indefinite strike to draw the attention of the school management to issues bothering its members. Now, on the issue listed by the union, some of the issues were the university's refusal to conduct elections for the office of the deans of faculties and provost college of health sciences. Now, the union also accused the university of carrying out promotion of some members of staff without following due process. Now, some other reasons for the strike, according to the union, include advertorial for the...
From what this person said, the man said, you hear 90% of staffs, academic staffs, are on strike. What happens to the other 10? You know, these lecturers, most times, they play politics with the future of the students. That is what they are doing. Now, they are not even saying funding. They are not going to strike for lack of equipment in their workshop, lack of books, salary, and so on. What they are going to strike for, it's all because, I'm still using the word selfish interest. You know how to go about it. The courts are there. Not to steal innocent children's and this thing. The courts are there. Go to courts. Address your issues. Now, the 10% now, they are working. If tomorrow they said those other ones now, we're not going to pay them, they will start shouting that the government is bad, the government is this. But you are wicked to the students. Imagine this strike going on for what's it called? Maybe a month or two. Do you know how bad it will be?
Now, ASU going on strike has been something that has been on the lips of Nigerians for a very long time now. Just hold on, please. ASU has been going on. In fact, if ASU wants to drive home their demands or their complaints or anything, the next thing you hear is ASU is going on strike. There's nearly no youth or graduates. You definitely find graduates who have experienced ASU strike when they were in school, and I experienced it too. You know, I had to stay at home for a very long time.
How long?
You know, a lot of
How long?
a lot of times you hear it's because of finance, funding the universities, and all of this.
Now you are talking.
Now you have said that the strike on its own, right? It's been wicked, in your words, to the students.
Yes.
If these were the demands, would it change the effect of the strike on the students?
Now, ASU going
if the demands were to change.
Okay. Now, let me ask you something. When ASU was going to strike or was going
students,
the reasons are they are baseless.
These are some of the reasons anyway.
But we've seen it here now. They read it out.
Just a few of them.
At least they should have given us all. When ASU go on strike, most times it's a general strike. It has to do with their wage, funding. We know all these things. It affected me.
Do you excuse
a program of 4 years?
Them going on strike because it's funding? That's the question.
That's the only way to drag the government's attention, since they are the ones holding. They are the ones funding the university.
And if that was the reason, then they're excusable to go on strike.
You always want to catch me.
Is it not still going to affect the students the same way?
Now let me.
It will affect them
okay,
for other
I'm coming.
reasons.
Now, my lecturers, then in school, they went on strike for a year. I think I gained admission 2000. It was supposed to. It's a 4-year course, so it was supposed to be 2004. But we graduated, even 2003, early 2004. Now, we ended up staying till 2007, 2006, 2007.
You were supposed to graduate when?
2004.
So 2004?
Yes.
And you ended up staying for how many years now?
Extra 2+. Extra 2+. No extra year.
That's not a strike. That's a severe strike.
Okay. No, this thing, it happened not like...
But it seems like you're beginning to excuse their strike as
once it's up, they will start calling for a roundtable discussion.
So if he doesn't have
but
to do
now, it might end up, they might be the what's it called, the minority that are not attending lectures. You understand me? If the school is aware or is touched by the effect of them pulling out their services, they won't come out to say they are not aware of any strike.
Then don't you think that is already a problem on its own?
It is not a problem
that
because
lecturers
are
striking and then the school.
Because I feel it's just a micro thing. Just
lecturers are not attending class.
That they are not, but they
and
have.
then the school does not feel it. Or the school will come out and say they are not even aware that there's any strike going on.
Because it is politics. I will still push.
So don't you see any undertone to this whole drama from the school side now, not from ASU? Now
the school side. You have already like I said, politics.
On ASU.
Like I said, politics is playing out here.
Okay.
What is happening now? There is opposition. You understand me? From a section. Let me use the word a section. They started seeing them around trees. He started cutting trees in UST. River State University of Science and Technology. Right now is the River State University. Everywhere became calm. Everywhere became calm. You don't need to go and pay this. You pay direct. It was a one payment system.
You know the saying that went to. Just hold on, please. I know you have a lot to say. But you know the saying that when two people are having issues, they say when two elephants are
yes.
fighting.
This one is not a fight.
Now listen, Victor. You've said that, you pointed out that you think there's some politics going on.
They are not, I know. This is politics.
That is your thoughts.
I know.
It's your thoughts.
But you're seeing it now.
It's your thoughts.
But you are seeing it. It's
Victor,
there.
Hold on, please.
You're seeing it.
All right, so
it's not like you're not seeing it.
You have said that you have
We read it out here.
Hold on, Victor, please.
Yeah,
Hold on. I know you have so much to say.
Nah.
but you have said that there's politics playing on.
Yes.
But then at the end of the day, it doesn't take away the fact that it's affecting the lives and the future of people.
But I said it here.
Hold on. It's affecting lives and future.
I said it.
So moving forward, how can we prevent issues like this? Issues like you said, political issues, between agencies, maybe ASU and the institution. The response from the institution, I don't know why you're not mentioning that. I don't know why you're not making statements on that. Them saying that they are not aware that any strike is going on. Strike that has been on for how many days now?
Because they understand.
Does that in any way show the institution being very particular about the growth of their students?
They are.
Why are you speaking for them now? You just said they are.
I am speaking for them because what I said here earlier, I said this is politics playing out. The oppositions are shouting. And it's a normal thing when it comes to Nigeria and politics. Instead of you to work, help the government in power because you lost, you start trying to make them to make mistakes. Let me borrow one.
So what should be done now?
Because before now,
are being affected.
I think the government should step into the matter.
Okay.
They should step into the matter and, try to hear the real reasons behind this whole thing and to unravel the politics that is being played here. Because I will still hit it again. This is politics. And before now, I used to say the government should allow this school run independently. But with what is happening now, you see that if they should allow such to happen without a board or something, most persons will die. It will be like an animal farm, free for all. Oh, I just think
where things will be going bad and then an institution will say we're not aware.
Yes, but now, do you know, they have a board. The University of Abuja, they have a board, a constituted board. So why not channel your petitions to these people? Cry out to them.
We cannot also take away the fact that ASU are definitely going to speak up when anything is not comfortable with them and their members.
Are they
expected to only speak up only when the students are directly affected? What about that's an association? What about their members?
That question should be for them. Are they supposed to speak out only when when they want to punish the students?
You said, okay, let's not go there now. Let's look at
No,
this very next
let's
one.
put
Because
it.
you said earlier that
Yes.
this is their selfish reasons.
It's selfish. It's political now. You're saying it that it's
this
political.
is their selfish reasons. Does
Yes.
it mean they are allowed to only speak up if it is only directly affecting the students?
No.
What about when it's affecting their association? What about when it's affecting their members? Are they not supposed to also
Is it
do
affecting
something
the
about
school?
it?
It's affecting their association. Is it affecting? That's their members.
Yes.
Is it affecting
who are the
school?
lecturers now?
It's not affecting the school. If it was to, if it were to be affecting the school, they will reach out to the board. They have boards now. Reach out to the board. The board is the representative of the government. Reach out to them. Then when you know you've exhausted that channel,
there's no how
you've exhausted that channel.
Go on strike. They definitely have met with the
For
people
the
they were supposed to meet. There's
you
no
know,
way
sometimes these lecturers are very stubborn.
There's no way they'll just call out a strike and say we're going on strike.
These lecturers are very stubborn. Most times they will not do it.
You have a thing with ASU.
I don't have anything with ASU, but I have something with NLC.
Okay.
That one is still paining me, but let's keep that one first. But this particular one,
one of these days we'll talk about it.
Oh, Joe Ajero,
We'll
me, I don't want to talk about that.
but then, ASU would are definitely also expected to speak up when something's affecting them, or policies, movements are affecting them and their members. You don't expect them to keep quiet and only speak up when it has to do with the students directly.
It is not a national thing.
Of course, that's why it's not the national ASU that is going on strike.
That's what I'm saying. It is an internal thing. If you're not okay with
and
it, don't steal the children.
With the institution's response, it already shows you that they're not very ready
then go to
for
courts.
negotiation.
Go to courts.
All right, some Nigerians have declared their support for the proposed bill by 35 members of the House of Representatives seeking a single term of 6 years for presidents and state governors, as well rotation of the presidency among country's 6 geopolitical zones and rotation of governorship amongst the 3 senatorial districts in the state. Now, a spokesperson for the lawmakers under the auspices of the reform-minded legislators in Kenga, he has said that the proposal would reduce cost of governance, it would unite the country, and it will ensure a seamless transition and unprecedented development. Throwing their weight behind the bill, we have some Nigerians who have argued that if this is passed into law, the bill would listen to presidents and governors. What do you think about this bill?
It's a very good one.
Oh, really?
Very good one. That's why we need vibrant youths in the parliament. Not these old men that wants to die there. That's why we need vibrant youths. That's Ugo Chinyere Ikenga. That guy is very vocal. He's a young guy. If you see him, he's very young.
Doesn't mean we haven't had elderly people bringing up, or aged people bringing up nice bills.
No.
Why would you say that?
How many now? Name it.
No. Have you done your research and then you found out?
How many?
No, you don't even have the facts to back that up yet.
Okay, just name one now.
Give me your facts.
No, you name one.
You made the statement.
No, you name one. Now, these guys, they are young, but I think the years is much.
6 years is too much.
Yeah, they should drop it to like 5.
Why?
Yes, because 6 years is too much.
Why? Why do you think it's too much?
What are these people doing? 4 years is even enough to run a government successfully if you wish to. You know, sometimes we make these people, or the way we are doing this thing, we're making them feel even the 8 years is not enough. That's why there's always call for second tenure. If you're being held accountable, you understand me, that you're being held accountable. Like, you must tell us what you've done in 4 years, or else you're not going back. Most of these people will sit up. You see, most of them, they will tell you when we enter second tenure. It happened even to our brother. He came, that's in the person of Ebele Goodluck Jonathan. then at what's the stadium? Adokia Mesimaka Stadium. That he knows he failed Nigerians or he failed his brothers and blah 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 blah. That we should give him one more tenor. That this tenor is for what's it called? For us. He failed woefully. So I think
How would you say he failed?
He failed. He failed. Now didn't he lose the election? He failed. Let's face it. He failed. He failed. Now this what's his name? Ikenga and his is it 34 or so? 34 others. They will be remembered by Nigerians. But the problem is, will the president, if that bill should scale through, will he assent to it?
So do you see him assenting?
If he wants to assent to it, maybe it's towards the end of his tenure, so that when he will contest for a fresh single tenure of 6 years.
Why would you say that?
Obasanjo tried doing it. So let's leave that side.
So you don't see the president assenting?
He will not.
This bill?
He will
Why?
not.
Why do you think he will not do that?
He will not.
Do you have reason?
It's maybe towards the end of his first. If he will assent to it. You understand me? Now, this thing, it will cut the cost of governance. Hope you know. Those excess looting and whatever it is, it will cut it down. You know, you have just one tenor and you must work. Nigerians were the ones, in fact, were our problems. Someone will give you peanut and you're praising the person you are, second tenor. Most times now they start doing 4x4 and stuff like that. That's nonsense. Do us like this, or I even prefer like this. That one, when you come, you go. You allow other persons. 8 years, no become play. Do you know some persons that were born 99, they are mothers today? Some are even pushing to be grandmothers. Even 2007, some persons are mothers, are parents today. So imagine someone running 8 years, like you gave birth, your child will be in primary 4. From kindergarten to nursery, from nursery to second to primary. You try to get what I'm saying. 8 years is long. It's long for a one man. So if they can cut it to even 4, let's just say, okay, it's a single thing. Let everybody just do it that way. But they'll start telling you.
You're making mention of 8 years like it's one tenor that's 8 years. Let's not forget that when they come back, it's the people that gets to vote them in.
Who?
What do you mean?
Are you the one voting them?
What do you mean who? It's the people that get to vote them in.
Are
it's
you the one voting them?
2 tenures. It's not 8 years for one tenure.
You know when a national TV here wouldn't want to start. My lips are sealed. So this thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't even say anything. I said my lips.
Okay, so Victor, let me cut you some slack now. Let's go on a short break, and when we return, the conversation continues. We have other stories for you, and then we're also going to continue with this particular story to find out more of how this bill will be beneficial to Nigerians. Please stay with us.
Corruption not in my country.
What do you want to buy?
Potato.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what they blow.
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human
on the point of order.
Honorable They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
from the line.
People into the country illegally.
Thank you so much for standing by with us on Atlantic Television Network. It's still Atn Sunday and the show continues with the next story now. The ongoing efforts to further amend the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria sparked further debates on the immunity clause for the president and his vice, as well as governors and their deputies. Now, Labour Party's fractional national chairman Alhaji Lamidi Ababa, in a recent remark, had urged the National Assembly to scrap the controversial immunity clause that protects state governors and their deputies from persecution while in office. At various points, some other Nigerians have made similar suggestions before now, and their argument has always been that the state governors are hiding under the immunity clause to commit all kinds of atrocities, ranging from financial misappropriation to misuse of official powers to flagrant abuse of human rights and even assassination of political opponents, amongst others. Now, sometime in 2008, the late President Umar Musa Yar'Adua made a public statement in support of the removal of the immunity clause from the Constitution. Now, he argued that the immunity clause was encouraging corruption in the system and that those who enjoyed the immunity clause were behaving like emperors. And this is something that Nigerians feel needs to be looked into. Since we're amending constitution, why don't we just look at this particular thing? And then, having this in mind, remember, back to the story I just told you, reasons have been mentioned why this clause should be completely taken off Nigeria's constitution to avoid or even reduce the rate of corruption in the system. Victor, do you even see this, now assuming this is passed, do you see this actually reducing the rate of corruption, or how do you see it reducing the rate of corruption in Nigeria?
I'm not saying it's reducing the rate of corruption. Rather, it will increase the rates of corruption and hunger for power. I don't know. Maybe after now I'll have to go research on that or go make my findings on that. If there's anywhere in the world that the president or the vice for power and the corruption
will increase your hunger for power. How? When you know that you can be arrested if you do anything wrong.
Now let me tell you why I'm saying that. Lauren Babu was arrested. It happened through a coup. The Gabon guy, what's that his name again? I've forgotten his name, was arrested. It was a coup. So, whenever there is an arrest of the president while in office, it's being considered as trying to overthrow the government. Remember, the president is #1 citizen, and he holds the highest office in the land. Likewise, the governors, they are #1 in the states. A governor once said that all powers in heaven and on earth in his states is under him. You understand me? So
these are not the issues that the people
no,
are trying to
I'm
address.
I'm trying to explain
go on.
some things here. So likewise, the president, let me still borrow the governor's words. A governor's word that all powers in the heavens, under the heavens.
You mean in that country?
No, I'm saying in Nigeria here.
Okay.
In Nigeria, all powers in the heavens, under the heavens, on earth, and beneath the earth, they are under presidents.
That's a very outright statement.
No, like I said something. I said a governor once said.
Okay, so but you said you want to borrow his words.
Like I want to borrow the words now. I'm coming. We're getting somewhere.
But that's too extreme.
We're getting somewhere. Now, why am I saying this? The governor, the president appoints. If anyone is to arrest him, is it the military? The chief of air staff is answerable to him. Like I said, he has the highest, or he holds the highest office in the nation. So I don't know, like I said earlier, if it will be possible, or if it is being implemented or being practiced anywhere in the world. So I'm not being practiced.
But do you see these problems that they had mentioned? Do you agree that they are
part
of the problems with that clause?
Of course. There are issues with the clause. We have likes like Yahaya Bello. While as governor, the EFCC seized almost 13 of his properties in Lagos and other choice areas. So there is a problem with it.
And you don't think anything should be done about it?
You cannot. I don't think for now we're ripe enough to doing it. That's why I said it will only amount to. The nation right now is not ripe for this, because it will only amount to greed. You understand? The army, the police, we shouldn't deny the fact that they have greedy folks in there. They might end up, pop up something. Oppositions can use it to even snatch powers away from the governors or the president.
True.
So why would anybody want to?
It's actually on both sides. Part of the reasons that were mentioned is that some of the sitting governors or presidents could use that power, that particular provision in the law against other political office holders or other political parties, or should I say opposition parties now, party members now. Yeah. They could use it, or they are probably using it against them from the accusations that have been leveled. And Nigerians are actually speaking up against it.
Our Papa is speaking up. Not Nigerians.
Nigerians are speaking up. Victor,
I am against it.
Listen.
So if you are for, I am against it.
Listen, I am not for or against, right? I am telling you what my research has shown. That Nigerians have made comments about this. Even in the reports that I read earlier, I told you, I said, if you heard, that Nigerians at some point have also mentioned this, especially when the former president, who's late now, also wanted to carry that out, take that out of the clause, where he mentioned in a particular conference he attended in another country, yes, where he mentioned that Nigerians also supported it. And now that debate is on again, and some Nigerians are still supporting it. So with all of this support, do you see it bearing any fruit?
Who will sign it? It will not. Who will sign it to law now? It will not. So let's just skip
So
that
how do we solve these?
Assembly is not even, they are not supposed to be praising the governor. On his mandates, they will stand. How? You have the power to impeach him if he's doing wrong. So you calling him a teen god or a god over you, indirectly you're telling the world that you are powerless. So arresting, that's the only way you can even arrest, what's it called? The president or the governor. You can always, you charge him for corruption, like you have to, what's it called? Make your investigations and everything. The normal the processes to impeaching a governor. That's if he's corrupt. If he's found corrupt, you guys will impeach him. The next thing is for this thing. But as a governor, you cannot. You must have to strip him of that power.
Because the Constitution says
if
that clause is taken off,
and
then it will become possible.
That is, they don't need to revisit that particular part of the Constitution. That means everybody, the governor will be so powerless. The president is as good as being powerless too.
They still have their powers.
Because someone can just wake up and tell you.
It's just a way to check.
Their powers.
It's just a way to check their excesses.
They don't have their powers. They don't. But if
a city governor's excesses is being checked, it means his powers are taken?
Do you know you can actually checkmate the governor? If there is a petition, you can write a petition to the assembly with your facts and everything. He will be invited. A panel will be set up. You understand me? But removing him as governor, that's a coup. That's why I doubt that there is any country that is practicing this thing. I doubt. The only thing we've been hearing is maybe he's been charged for corruption or something, or there's something close to being corrupt, or he will just resign to present himself to the security agencies or the appropriate agencies for investigation and maybe prosecution. So that's the same thing here. If there's a petition against the governor and he's found wanting, the assembly will have to do their job. Or the governor can honorably, which I am not saying that's happening in Nigeria. I'm not saying that's happening in Nigeria. They can honorably resign.
All right, let's look at the MI-ship tussle. The MI of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, has shared his insight on Nigeria's political landscape, casting doubt on the feasibility of regionalism as a solution to the country's challenges. Now, Sanusi, in an exclusive interview, questioned the necessity of a bicameral legislature and the rationale behind appointing ministers from every state, even when not required. Now, hold on there, please. This is not recently. Was it last week? We had someone, I think I was Aisha. She called for a bicameral legislature, right? She said, why are we having... She called for a unicameral legislature, I beg your pardon. Why are we having the House of Representatives, Senate, and then we have to pay all of these people the outrageous, like Nigerians call it, amount that they're being paid? And you know, Labour, most of the time when they go on strike, they always make mention of, oh, how much are the lawmakers earning? How much are these people earning at the end of the day? And then you have a lot of other allowances that are given to these people. Now, individually, they have, you know, people that are also attached to them that have to work with them, and all of those stories that were mentioned by Aisha. So what is your thoughts on the bicameral legislature, the unicameral legislature? Where do you stand?
I think the unicameral, how pronounce that?
In bid to cutting costs of governors, yes, unicameral, bicameral legislature.
Unicameral will be better because I don't see any reason having, in River State alone, we have about 13 House of Reps, 13 or 14, I can't remember, either 13 or 14. We have 3 senators. If you calculate how much these guys are earning every month, every quarter, every year. My dear, it is something to cry about. Recently, you saw the whole Senate thing. I am higher than this. I'm earning higher, like in terms of is it constituency project and stuff like that. But if it's a unified thing, cutting costs instead of having all those. Okay, let me just assume we have 3 senators. We can cut the House of Reps to even 3. Same districts, like in form of the senatorial districts. 3. They should be 6 and they should go there. Let's do away with these other ones. Because I don't even see, like what Sanusi said there. You're having 36 ministers. We've not even mentioned Minister for State. So you understand? We've not talked about special advisors. They are coming from states. So many wastage. You understand me? So this thing, I think I go with the, is it Aisha you called her?
Yes.
I'm going with her.
Oh.
Now
you know her.
Now I know her.
All right, Sanusi began by questioning the necessity of maintaining a bicameral legislature and the practice of appointing a minister from every state, regardless of need. He argued that such practices contribute to bureaucratic inefficiencies and do not necessarily serve the best interests of the nation. Let's not forget these people are representing the nation. They're representing the people. And these are the mouthpiece of the people. We cannot have all the people there.
The senators, are they not representing us?
We have people representing us. Now, reflecting on Nigeria's historical and political context, we had Sanusi criticize the federal government's interference in state matters. It's sounding like something he said, particularly regarding traditional and chieftaincy affairs. Now, he stressed the importance of, rather than resolve existing tensions, saying that this should go round when it's time to pick a president. Let us look at the different geopolitical zones. Whose turn is it? Oh, it's this zone's turn. This zone was the last term. So this time, let's look at the next zone. Do you see that working in Nigeria?
It can.
It can work. It's going to in any way bring division.
And I feel, for now, indirectly, it is working. You remember we had Obasanjo from the south, because that's how they put it. When it comes to sharing, they don't have the west, east, and north, whatever. They have the north and the south. Now, Obasanjo took it. Yadua came on board, the best presidents Nigeria have ever had.
So you feel that's what we've been practicing all this while?
But I'm coming now. I'm trying to explain here. From Yadua, we got Jonathan. Jonathan went back to the north, Buhari. Buhari is now coming back to the south. So indirectly, we are practicing it. So what I feel they are trying to pitch here, or trying to get hold of, is for, let's say, the North not trying to contest from any other party or from even the ruling party when it comes to primaries, when it comes to it coming to this other end. Even if it's not on papers, like I just explained to you, Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, Jonathan, Buhari, now, what's his name? Tinubu. You understand? So it's not on papers, but indirectly we're practicing it. So they just want it to be more rigid. Like if it's this term for the South, just like what happened in PDP primaries, you already know that where Atiku came on board again, trying to contest and snatch. I didn't say snatch, though, sorry. Trying to contest, and he even won the primaries. You understand? If he had won the presidency, you understand me? It would have been not like Buhari, Atiku. But he's holding on to powers like this, they will get it. You understand me? They will get it. But it is a division of power thing. Like, no, not sharing. 8 years, but even the 8 years is much. I feel that's why these people are even wanting to contest again. Because if it's going to the north and you'll be like 8 years, I'll be like, maybe I'm 60, let's say 70 now. In 8 years I'll be 78. Age might not be on my end. I want to contest to try to get that thing. That's where the problem is coming from.
Should leadership be about all of these things that we're tying it down to? Is that what leadership should really be about? Like especially when it has to be a nation like Nigeria that has all of these challenges that are just lined up everywhere. Like
I said, we are multilingual, multicultural, and multi-ethnic in Nigeria. Now, it won't be nice. You have a professor in the north. You have a professor in the west. You have a professor in the east and the south. It won't be nice every minute a professor from the north will be getting this thing. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes let's have the common thing.
What happened to the one Nigeria were preaching?
What
happened to the unity?
If we are united, that's one thing.
One Nigeria. If you're my brother and your sister, it doesn't matter.
Yes,
doesn't matter.
You're my sister and you love me so much. You will need to share with me. You will not keep it to yourself. You understand me? So when I drink, I will give to you to drink. It's not about hatred or about division or something. No. People thinking that now are the ones actually dividing the nation. Because on a norm, if we're brothers, we claim we're brothers. We love ourselves. We are united. I can't be drinking every minute. I'll be drinking and I will not give to you. No. That's where the division comes in.
Where we no longer look at competent hands, we start looking at
competent hands. If you have you are competent. From, I'm competent.
What region is he? What region is her? Or what region is she? I beg your pardon.
Can a northerner come here to contest for governorship? In your state, will a northerner come to contest for governorship? Will you give the person?
How do you know what state I'm from?
Yeah, okay.
You know, resolving
your state, River State.
Instead, he called for a more cohesive national identity. Now, listen to his own part of it now. He called for a more cohesive national identity and governance structure that will promote unity and accountability in the country. A governance structure that instead of promoting division, which he said this would do, will promote unity and accountability in the country. Now that's on that story. A former governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, has reiterated the need for decentralized minimum wage negotiations. He's saying he emphasized the importance of allowing states to conduct minimum wage negotiations with labor unions instead of the federal government. Now, Fayemi, a former chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, has stated this in an interview with newsmen. Fayemi stated that the position of the Nigerian Governors Forum when he was governor and chairman of the forum, and he believed even till this recent negotiation, is still that we should consider decentralized minimum wage negotiations and allow states to have their negotiations with their labor unions while the federal government conducts its negotiations, because fingers are not equal. Remember, some states are complaining that whatever this minimum wage, 62,000 naira, they cannot afford to pay it. In fact, they are making arguments that they have not even been able to pay the 30-something thousand naira. They're not to talk of 62,000 naira. And some of these states have said that they're not really generating, there's no internally generated revenue for them to be able to keep up. And they might end up relieving some of these civil servants if this goes through. Now, Fayemi is saying, that's why he said that not all fingers are equal regarding the states. The governor of Lagos State, he said, should not be earning the same salary as the governor of Ekiti State. He has more resources, but we all go by rank, and the 600,000 naira that he earns in Ekiti is what Governor Sanwo-Olu also earns in Lagos. Now, these are examples that he made, and he's making a call or a claim that the state governors should be allowed to make these negotiations that the federal government is making with the labor now. The state governors should make the negotiations according to what they can afford to pay. Victor, what are your thoughts on this story? Do you agree with his statement?
Partially, yes, I agree. But on the other hand, I don't. Because what is the measures in which they share the, what's it called? The revenues to the allocations, or they give out allocations to the states. Some states, they'll tell you they are civil servant states, civil servant state or civil service states. Go to those states, they have things. Nigeria is so blessed. Nigeria is a blessed nation that even every state can live independently. It must not be oil. We have gold. We have iron. We have cocoa. We have rice. We have tomato. Name them. Nigeria is a blessed land. So it's not about oil. So I'm not saying the minimum wage of 200 or 250 or this is on the high side.
You're not saying it's on the high side?
It is on the high side.
Okay.
Very high.
Too high for us to afford?
Very high. It's not about you affording it. The after effects, can you be able to cope? Most organized private sectors, they run on diesel, they run taxes and everything. So will you be happy if out of 10, they drop 8 and use 2 to run the organization or to run a particular department? Try to understand what I'm saying. What this thing will cost if Joe Ajero don't manage this thing well, because I think he's just shouting figures. Sorry to the Nigerian population or public, but I have to be straight and open here. You can't be shouting figures. I bet you, if the government even agree on the 60,000 and they all come to a round table to say, okay, we are agreeing on 60,000, the market woman that is not a civil servant will increase her tomato from 200 to 400.
For no reason.
Why is it? It's for a reason.
We have price regulatory boards. Why are we saying this things like we don't have boards?
You know this thing. When you want to put this board thing, it gets me so upset and angry.
Why? Why do
you know why?
Upset?
Now, let's use the petroleum sector. Don't they have a regulatory board? Don't they have a regulatory board there? Go to the fuel station. How much is this supposed to be? Is it not 591 naira? But coming down here, how much did I spend on fuel? Just to buy fuel. You understand me? So they have all those things. Let them stop this whole thing. Oh, you want to go and regulate the market woman, but you're not regulating the rich ones because you're having some, or you're maybe allegedly having something from it. No, now, let's face it. Everything will increase. Transportation will increase. It has been happening. Transportation will go up. If you were paying 500, you pay 1,000. So before now, I have been advocating or hitting strong or laying emphasis on tackle the present policies. See fuel, see electricity, our health, education. They are eating us dry. Tackle those things. If you tackle, I bet you, let's say, if fuel today is, let's say, being pushed down to like, let's say 300, the size of our fufu will increase. Yes, I'm telling you now. But right now, it's small. These are things that they are supposed to tackle, not even the minimum wage thing. Now, let's go back to the governors. Their states are blessed very well. And they give them according to the number of, what's it called, civil servants and stuff like that. I think the number of civil servants in River State, what they have in Ekiti, won't be compared to what they have in River State. You understand me? They need to explore more measures. It's fine, they can negotiate. But won't it be funny that someone in Bayelsa will be earning, let's say, 50,000, and his counterparts in River State is earning 150,000 or 100,000 naira? How will you work? It will drop your morals.
But we already have that now, while the previous minimum wage is still being paid. In Edo State, we have 70,000 naira as minimum wage. What do you mean by is he paying it?
He is part of. No, now
you have it. Even today, it's in the news
that he paid.
Yes, and when I saw it, I asked the question that why are we being told, or why is it in the news that a governor paid salaries?
No.
Why is he making the news? And now I know why it's made the news. Because some people like you do not agree that he's paying it. That's why they're probably putting it in your faces.
Go to Edo, they are owing them.
So you get
months. They are owing them. Not you're supposed to pay me 30,000. You owe me for 2 months, and you just add 10,000 naira and give me for the previous month, and you're still owing me the other one. That is the calculation. That's what these people are doing. So let's face.
But for our regulatory boards now that you have made mention of, especially when you made reference to the fuel price.
Yes.
So you're not the first person who has made that complaint. If our regulatory boards are really carrying out their duties like it is required of them, some prices, Nigeria is known for increase in prices of goods. Any little thing that happens is
let me tell you.
Once it gets up there,
they are known for increase.
Hold on, please. Once it gets up there, there's a saying amongst us that once the price increases, we don't even expect it to calm down, even if the factors that sponsored it are now different.
How are they different?
So what do you think we can do to make our regional, to make our regulatory bodies as functional as they should be?
It lies in the hands of the government. If they are being tackled by the governments. My father used to tell me that then when he was little, he was with his uncle. They used to sell utensils and stuff like that. That they had people then come to their shop, they'll price this. You don't even know that those guys are from the price regulatory boards. They priced and priced and priced. At the end of the day, they now brought out their own list to say this one you're selling above that they arrested his uncle that he ran.
Wow.
Now, that was then. That was the Nigeria we never met. You understand me? Now what happened? Corruption. These guys are not willing to. I bet you can go to the fuel station there. Even they are even on the fields going about. When you go to the filling station, they press you something, you go. You understand me? So that's what these people were supposed to tackle. The states are supposed to tackle the price regulatory thing. The policies, some policies needs to be reversed before talking of this minimum wage, because this is an impending disaster that it's staring at us. I bet even if they increase to 60,000 without reversing these policies, some filling stations here, they will sell for 1,500 and nobody will do anything about it. And it will affect that 60,000. And now, do you know, it is not just, when people start saying 60,000, I said to them, what is the calculation? I'm yet to understand the calculation. Now, let's say I'm earning 30,000. And you increase my money to 60,000. That's 100%. Do you know it goes to all cadres? It's not just, when they say minimum with the least.
Yes.
So if you're increasing the least person by 100%, what happens to the other person?
Of course, they will also be increased.
100% too. Do you know how choking
is it something we cannot afford to pay?
It's something without policies, without good policies, we can't afford.
Do we have an issue of policy in Nigeria?
We have now.
Because we have been told, in analyzing all of these things, we have seen, and it has been brought to the table on different occasions, that we have these policies on ground. Very beautiful policies. If you listen to the statements of some of our leaders in some of these conferences that they attend, you hear amazing ideas, amazing policies.
Policies, but the ones being dished out to us
do we have
are
issues,
the ones killing us.
Issues with policies or implementation of those policies now?
But
then let's go back to the focus of that particular story, where he's suggesting that state governors should handle negotiations with labor on their own.
The state governors are already part of the negotiation now.
Personally, they should be the ones.
Okay, personally, they should be the ones.
Not the federal government having the negotiation with labor.
But it still boils down to, okay, the private sectors too will have to still go on their own. Yes, now, because it won't be just.
Private sectors are definitely going to be under different states.
Under different states, and you think the states will now, it's a tribe, how they put it, the states, the federal governments, the state governments, and not just labor, private organize their private sectors. You think if the states goes now to negotiate, okay, we can pay 50,000, the private sectors that cannot pay won't come down to say, we too, we need to negotiate on our own. You understand what I'm saying? That is why I'm still pointing down to policies. Some things needs to be put in place, not even the minimum wage thing. It should be a secondary thing. The primary thing needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. Because if it's not fixed, we'll end up having... Can you even buy something for 20 naira? Can you buy something for 15 naira now? No. If it comes to that point, we might end up even phasing out 200. It will end up being 500. That will be the lowest of our denominations. Things have been phased out. We had 50 kobo, we had 1 naira, we had 5 naira, we had 10 naira, we had 20. I'm still using the word we had. I can't even remember the last time I saw 5 naira. So let's face it. So if this thing is not properly checked before going in, or the no. My dear.
That's for the 250s. What about
the 60? Even the 60.
What is wrong with that?
I'm not saying anything is wrong with it, but they need to put everything in place before even trying to do that.
Well, things should be put in place.
That's what labor needs to make that thing their priority, not the figures, not the money.
Wait, hold on. I understand. No, you're not even the first person saying this. That labor should prioritize other things.
Other things. The price of fuel. The price of fuel.
First of all, you need.
They should be going on strike.
For somebody who has eaten.
No, you don't understand.
A man
Shut
who
down.
cannot afford to even eat. I'm imagining, I'm trying to imagine.
If you imagine all these things, the pain needs to be there.
These are family men.
The pain needs to be
women.
there. Yes, the pain needs to be there, and things needs to be right.
Do you see things getting
that
right?
Is the problem. See, I told you something, that labor is my problem. You cannot just be shouting figures when you are not doing the right thing.
So asking for an increase, as stipulated by the
you are allowing the what's it called, the fuel going high. You are allowing everything going high. Let me ask you something. This minimum wage increase.
You say they are allowing it?
They are allowing it because it's before them. They are seeing it. Things are increasing, and they are not doing anything about it. They are not going on strike. The only thing they are going on strike for is salary increase. Are you a federal government worker? Are you a state government worker? Are you a local government worker?
Are you?
I am not.
Okay.
Try to understand me. So it's having an effect on us because everything will increase in the market. Everything will increase. So you cannot go and be calling price regulatory bodies for a market woman when actually some other things. Yes, look at electricity tariffs. If you're on estimated billings, if they hit you bill, You ask yourself, what is this?
That's why they are asking for it, and that's part of the reason they went on strike.
Oh, Lord.
That is part of the reason.
The number one reason why they went on strike is for increase. Now, okay, did they go on strike for fuel?
The reason Nigerians are even shouting Labour is going on strike just because of minimum wage is because we really haven't gotten a response yet.
Because the only negotiation we're hearing whenever they come out.
That is the question that Nigerians said. That is, listen, that's the question some Nigerians ask. Why are we not hearing about the tariff hike that these people have put on the table? By the federal government now. Why have we not heard statements by the federal government concerning this tariff hike?
Because our representatives there, what they are thinking of or what they are talking or what they are negotiating, their only negotiation now is salary increase.
Their only negotiation.
You're hearing them, they are coming out.
Labour make their demands very clear.
But you are hearing them now. When they come out, what are they telling us?
When the federal government comes out, what do they say? That's what we should be asking.
Federal government
what
is being held.
What have they said?
They are being
Labour has
dragged.
put their demands on the table. It is very clear. Nigerians know what their demands are.
Nigerians are lost here. We're having a negotiation, and I will come out as Labour to tell them the salary, they have not agreed to our terms, or the increase in salary is 250 or nothing. They will not say how far the petrol.
That's the question we should be asking the federal government.
That is the question we should be asking our representatives, the people we sent there. I cannot tell you, please go in there, discuss with somebody, and you're coming out to tell me just one. We should be asking them, what of the other one?
They have made their claims and demands clear.
No.
The question Nigerians should be asking now.
I'm still asking you.
Okay, let me ask you now. What has the federal government said so far about the electricity tariff hike?
What have Labour told you so far about this thing?
Let me explain to you, Victor. The questions are coming from this end to this end. So you're not asking me questions.
The questions should be from the persons it should be addressed to the people we elected or selected to go.
Say anything.
They will not say anything because.
So why are we not faulting that?
Why are you going to fault? I just asked you a question. Why are you going to fault it? Now you are going in there to negotiate. You're putting things on the table. I am the one sending you, go and negotiate these 2 stuff or 3 stuffs that is bothering us or that is killing us. You're going in there. When you're coming out, you're now telling us of one. What happens to the others?
What happens to the...
What happens
to the statement that the federal government made concerning that?
You are always putting the federal government. The federal government is not...
The statement the federal government has said is what the news will carry.
Are they not coming up for... They come out to have press conferences. After their negotiations, they come out. Did Joe Ajero come out? What's the other guy's name? The TUC guy. They all came out. What were they telling us? Salary. What, we are supposed to be asking them, not the federal government.
We should not ask the federal government about
you don't get me. You don't get me. Who are the Labour people representing? Both of us, right? The federal government are on the other divide. They're on the other end.
And they're not representing us too?
No, hear me.
We can't even take that out of the picture anyway.
No.
All right, Victor, as much as we have so much to talk about on this week, I just need you to understand that you cannot take away the federal government's
I am not saying we're taking... The Labour stands for us. It's for us. So they need to answer. They need to tell us this is what it is.
Labour has spoken concerning what
they have spoken concerning...
amplified it.
Only, what's it called? Price in salary. Are they increasing my salary?
They spoke about... Is that the pain, Victor?
It's my pain. Not just my pain.
Was also increased.
No. My business is how far? It's affecting me.
It's affecting
because
them.
If they don't discuss the other ones, which they are not telling us again, if they don't discuss the other ones, it will affect me more.
That is what Nigerians should be calling out for.
Calling out to who now? Calling out to who? We are supposed to be calling out to the people we sent.
To make a statement concerning the increase in the hike. Let
me push it to the Bible. Let me push it to the Bible.
Electricity.
Moses went to intercede for the people of the children of Israel. Ruth, is it Canaan? Now, when they came down, was it the Almighty God that told them?
Nigerians not holding their leaders accountable for their actions is one of the problems that we have in Nigeria. But at this point in time, as much as we'd really love to continue this banter and this conversation, we have to wrap things up now. We've come to that point where we get to wrap things up on this episode of ATN Sunday. I must sincerely thank my guests. I had an amazing time with you today, Victor.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll keep talking for development. Things will get better.
Things will get better. It will. And
Definitely.
it must get better.
I like that you're being positive.
Yeah, why? I'm positive now, but I'm still scared.
Don't change the positivity now. Stay connected with us on ATN socials, on Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, on Instagram and TikTok at Atlantic TV Network 1, on X at Atlantic TV Net, and watch us live on our website at www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Always remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. I am Enidoye Jackson. Thank you so much for watching.